Ahoy hoy all, Druss here, and welcome back to Tierna Druss for another stream where we'll be building some interiors. It's been a couple of days since my last stream. I've been quite busy in my personal life, so that would be the reason for that. And the weather in Ireland was rather clement and nice, so we and I, more appropriately, decided to take advantage of the weather and spend more time outdoors rather than indoors. However, today Ireland has returned to form and we're back to drizzle and rain and wet weather. So back to normal, back to life, and as a result, back to streaming. So while I have been gone, Scout has been powering ahead with her portion of the town, and it's looking all rather magnificent, I have to say. And we are doing, and well, excuse me, she is doing some fairly incredible work on her part of it. Now, I did do this road. Obviously, this will have to be layered and have detail added and that sort of thing, but that's a job for later. For today, we are going to be jumping into this house and working on the third floor. So we have got the cellar, the ground floor and the first floor all completed now, and we have to carry on onwards and upwards, quite literally, and do the second floor, and that will finally just leave the third floor to finish the attic area. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. I will just do a quick recap on where we have done so far, and that is the sitting room. Not much to be said about that. The dining room, again a small dining area with some decoration. The kitchen with an oven using some Victory Mod blocks as well. Small water closet, again heavily utilising Victory Mod, and out into the hallway. It's a very small hallway because this tower here is a stair tower, so we'll go down, and in the cellar area we have a small storage area. We have a wine cellar, and we have a small secondary kitchen slash servants quarters, so that's pretty decent there. Now I can see there's actually no one viewing me, so I'm essentially just talking to myself, but on the off chance anybody does bother to watch the stream afterwards, I suppose they'll be able to see what we have achieved so far within this building and the interiors. So up onto the first floor, and in this floor we have a landing with some just small amounts of decoration and some lighting. We have a first floor living room. Again, yeah, adequately decorated, I suppose. We have a bathroom, and the bath caused me consternation in my last stream. I just was not able to get water into it without it spilling everywhere, so that's now finished, and yeah, I think it does. There's a small bedroom on the first floor with a fireplace, and finally there is a nursery. So everything is finished on this floor, so on to the next one. And on this floor we have a large landing. This is what we'll decorate first. A small bedroom with a fireplace, another small bedroom with a fireplace. May or may not use this space for fireplace. That is undecided. And finally we have the master bedroom, which ironically enough doesn't have a fireplace, but that's just the way I was able to divide up the floor, unfortunately, but no big deal, we shall work it out. Finally, in the next stream, if I get this floor finished, I shall move on to the top floor, which has just a small storage room and a study, and that will essentially top off the house. There is a tiny attic area, but there is very little detailing to be done within that, so we'll leave that off. As it is here that we have to decorate today. Forgive me as I take a sip of tea to keep myself wetted. So simply enough, what we need to do now is just, I like to carry through the same beams throughout the house. That's just my own personal style. So up we go to floor number a dough. Get rid of that. We now know that's a landing. And I'm going to, that may need to be things. So what we'll do is we're going to go to put the beams across this way. And 2 beams will do it. It just gives the indication that there's a floor there, or a support there. So now, next off, I'm going to use a cornice block here, I think. I feel that's appropriate. And about there looks about right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, that still doesn't feel too off-center. It's alright. Now let's get some lighting together. And something relatively small will do for the landing. Yeah, that will be fairly good. Just a small oil lamp. And up and light it away. So, what to use this landing for? First off, we have a bit of dead space here. And I abhor dead space in a build. It grinds my gears. So let's get a rail in there and see what we can do. I think that's all we really need there. And okay, can we get through? We cannot. Okay, so that answers that question. The rail will have to be on the other side. And then we can't get in there. Okay, so that kills that essentially. 1 rail will have to do. And in here, you see, I'm tempted to add something along the lines of storage, but on the other hand, you see, a seating area doesn't really make much sense here. Like, if I put a seat in there, or a chair in there, for example, you know, who wants to sit there? I suppose maybe if you're incredibly tired on the way upstairs, but we can have seating in here for that purpose. So really, all you're looking at is a decorative thing there, or storage. Storage, to my mind, doesn't make that much sense, so we will go with decor. And it's a good enough area to use a big pot. Slightly too big, maybe? Perhaps not. No, we do want the rail there after all. So, big Egyptian pot. You don't get, well, I certainly don't get to use it often enough. So, any excuse, and we shall then put in some greenery. And that gets lost in the size pot we have, so perhaps some leaves instead. Add some colour. Lilac. I'm going to try the wisteria. This may not work. It certainly doesn't work. It's almost too big. Too overpowering in a way. That's more sedate, a little bit more subtle. I think that works quite well. And it gives a little bit of decoration to the area. Now, one thing we don't have in here is lighting. And lighting may well be needed. So let's just try a hanging lantern or something very small, just to, even a hanging candle perhaps. Yeah, I like that, because it doesn't need to be too big. And that way you've got our bases covered with regards light, and also with regards a little bit of interest added to the little dead area there. Forgive me, I'm going to take another sip of tea. And straight back to it. So, this is essentially, again, a dead corner. We could have something in here and here, and we could do a corner unit, but I'm inclined not to. I think that we shall just do our tried and trusted set of wardrobes here or something along those lines. So let's go with that. That's a decor. We're looking for storage. And something slightly different, slightly off colour would I feel work best. No, we have to retain the wall there for the stairs to look well. So that will remain a 1 block thick wall. And let me see. A block I don't often use is the fancy cabinets. Now this is the primary sleeping floor for the master of the house. So it does make sense. There's a little bit more stuff that's ornate. I think we'll give that a try. I'm not entirely sure. It's perhaps the oak that fits better in with that. Yes, I think so. And we'll top it off with a plinth. How about that? And it looks alright. Not fantastic, but I don't want to reuse the same old things again and again and again. So perhaps, perhaps and perhaps not. It definitely needs a cap of some sort. And I am inclined to use a plinth, but the reason I don't quite like the plinth there is it would look better centrally. Forgive me, if I put it there, as you can see, you have both left and right sides are visible of the plinth. In this, it's not. It gets cut off by this wall here, which is one of the reasons I don't like it. Hello, Phantom. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you, and I appreciate your only stopping by, but thank you so much for joining me. I've been nattering away to myself for the last couple of minutes, so I really do appreciate you joining me, even if you have to scoot off afterwards, and thanks for letting me know you're here. I do appreciate it greatly. Hope you're keeping well, by the way. I'm just trying to... I don't know, have you seen... I know, who is Fanta? Some random dude. He's not the greatest guy in the world, but, you know, we love him nonetheless. So... No, never. No one who plays on Darwin is a loser. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Hello, Scout. How's it going? Have you seen Phantom? I can't call you Super Swagger Zeiss because it's a mouthful. I will retain my old name for you, which is Phantom. Now, have you seen the town that myself and Scout are building? I'm not entirely sure, but if you haven't, I can give you a quick whiz around. Now, where are we anyway until I get a reply there? I have also, I have my wife's laptop here in front of me. You've seen bits. If you do want to... Yes, please. Okay, right, so I tell you what, we'll just go into spectator mode for 2 seconds and we'll show you what we have. So, as you're probably aware, it started out as a small project. Well, not even a project by me. It started out with me just messing around with 1.16 or 1.15, and then it just kind of ballooned into something else, and then Scout jumped on to help me, so we're building it together. So just some of the things I was, as I said, messing around, and then it just became a small town, and it's going to be part of Druss, which is the bigger fantasy medieval world. So we have various buildings done. Scout is she's probably overtaken me in terms of the amount of things she's contributed to the project at this point. I've been quite slow, and I've actually been even slower lately because I committed to doing the interiors of the house I'm doing on stream, which means I'm quite slow because I'm not doing it privately. These two, for example, are Scout's buildings, and these are mine. So you come through here, and we're using victory mod as well, but Just some townhouses. Again, one of scouts. And as you're probably aware yourself, I know completely. Yeah, Druss is a slacker. No doubt, that's the truth. Tiny bit down that direction, and this is the main town square that I'm currently working on, Fant. It's kind of the richer. This is the main town square for the whole town, so it's richer buildings and civic buildings, that sort of thing. So all fully furnished. And then Scout is working on the riverside area, which is slightly more run down and poorer. It does take a long time. The whole thing is taking forever, but what we want to do is we're looking to create the most immersive, detailed builds possible. And it's, thank you very much, I really appreciate it. It's an alright square. It will do. But this area is truly magnificent. But yeah, we're looking to create the most detailed, immersive world we possibly can. And like, my vision is this will kind of rival Artecraft or Dayswinner, one of those, as just as you know, an immersive world that people will eventually be able to visit on Darwin. And yeah, so that's the whole world. As you can see, Scout has done really nice work on the kind of poorer area. Little details like this are just fantastic, you know. So yeah, so no, it's all good, and we're slowly getting there. It's going to take a while, but I'm willing to be patient. And Scout has joined the game. Welcome, Scout. Now back to interiors, and we were on the third floor, or the second floor, forgive me, and we were trying to finish off this little wardrobe here, or this little area here. Well, hopefully it's immersive. I really, that is the goal. Scout, I'm assuming you're still falling asleep to my voice here, so I don't have to type everything just for the benefit of the in terms of if Fant is watching, the last thing he needs is for me to be talking to you over the stream and also typing, so I'll just say hello to you here. You see, again, I know they're all cut off by the edge, so I think a plinth is the way to go here. Thank you very much, Scout, for confirmation of that. Yeah, that I'm not really fond of the fact that the plinth has the thing through it. I could just go like that, and that would almost work. Kind of gets my nerves going, though, that there's a gap above the dresser, or the little bookshelf. Carved trapdoor on top of cabinet for detail. Carved trapdoor, hold on. Carved trapdoor. So a kind of a wood effect like this, I suppose. Where's Scout gone? There she is. Hello, Scout. Is this what you're talking about, Fant? Something along those lines, and then just put a trapdoor out. Aye, that's not what I was supposed to do. Something like that, except probably a different version of that. You see, that looks good as well. Something along the lines of the carved oak wood, wherever it is. There we go, the gilded carved oak wood. Do you know, that actually looks fairly okay. So it does, but I do need to give it some doors. So I'm going to try with go with a one of the glass blocks for that. Like if you put a trapdoor flat, which, yeah, no, they've got rid of a couple of the new trapdoors. So they have, and it's sorry, some of the old stuff has gone from 1.15, and and 1.16, and it is a pity, and there are some little small details that I really do miss from 1.12. Not getting into the grindstone and everything, but there was a little detailed Minecraft head that was in the shape of a small chest, for example, and that's gone. I'm actually happy enough with that. I think that horizontal plot, hate that so much. Fant, which do you hate? I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, again, I'm new to this streaming and I'm not entirely great at it, so apologise. You hate this. If you say yes, I'll know what you're talking about. Or the fact that they just got rid of stuff, do you hate? Anyway, let's carry on because I do need to get stuff done here. I think a small little area for people to sit in or something along those lines might be good here. The removal. Okay, yeah, you know, absolutely. I agree. But look, the devs had their reasons, I'm sure, and I've no doubt that the reasons they had were absolutely valid ones. So I'm content enough to let them plow out. It's their mod after all. It's their mod pack. So we are just privileged enough to use it, I suppose. So you know, there was reasons, and I believe 1.18 has some absolutely. Oh, very good. Okay. Scout, is that for the top here? For up here, maybe? Is that what you wanted to? Oh, that does look well. Except I don't want two. I want one there. There. Maybe Scout, just you plow ahead and do what you're show me, because I can't understand what you're looking for, to be honest with you. Is it the gilded one you think on top, or is it this one? I have no problem with either. Okay, yeah, and I'm after managing to sit myself down. So a small seating area, and Scout's daughter is talking to her in real life, and even it is yeah, no, the whole thing. 1.18, even down to the art style. Have you seen 1.18 Phantom? And if you have, let me know, because I'm very curious as to how it's played out and how it looks, because I know that it's open to Patreons and that sort of thing, and I'd love to see some of the new decorative blocks. I'd say they're going to be fairly phenomenal. Now, do I want to do this? I'm not entirely sure. No, they're missing this. There was no magenta arch that was sort of this colour but was decorative in 1.12, and it hasn't been retained either. What I was trying to do was something along those. That's not too bad. I think it would be better if it was gone from there, and I think that's okay. I think that will do. I think a lot of the textures are incredible. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And some, like, just really, they pulled out all the stops for 1.15 and above. Creative Realms and Monsterfish and all the rest of the team have done just incredible work. It's been stunning. It really has. Okay, so I don't want to put something too invasive here. So I'm going to put maybe a small table. We'll see how that looks. And I think that's okay. This landing, it is a bit of a living area, because as I mentioned, there's the big master bedroom here, but these bedrooms are smaller. They're still on the kind of master bedroom floor, so I'm going to go out and say these are. Oh, welcome back, Scout. I'm going to go out and say these are family members, and the bedroom that's below here is a guest bedroom. So this will be a guest bedroom, and then up above will be the family area and the family bedrooms, and therefore they'll need something of a little bit of a rest area here as well. So we'll do that. I wonder what sort of decor. You see, I don't want to put a vase now on the table because we've already got some floral, you know, decoration over there. They need better. We still need better minions. People using fence gates a lot. I know. Yeah, I know. It's I think that part of it, Phantom, is that yeah, they do definitely need some better window choice and that sort of thing. But I think that, you know, again, I trust them to do what's best and what they like to their ability, you know. And yes, some of the forgive me, some of the techniques I still use are definitely from 1.12. There is a lot of relearning in 1.15. Forgive me, just grabbing a cup of tea. There's a lot of relearning in 1.15 and a lot of techniques that are probably there that I just haven't learned yet, or they haven't been discovered yet, you know. So it will take, I think it will take a while. So it will. I'm tempted just to put a few books on this. Maybe there's some decorations from Victory Mod that we can add. No, I don't want to put food or anything along those lines. And you can see you could do something like this, and it would look okay. I think, in fact, you know, I don't think that looks too bad. It's just a decoration, really, a kind of a little point of interest. So that will do. Hello, Ronan. Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us. Oh, I forgot. Oh, very good. Yeah, absolutely. I must actually check that out because I think Ronan may have been involved. Sorry, no, Ronan may not have been, but I think I believe Carl was involved in the Vickburg project, maybe. Carl, I know, is that whole area of the States as well. So yeah, no, I think he may have been involved. Now we're going to add a painting here, 2x1 or 3x2. That's 2x2. I think this is the right size. Okay, it is, but I want 2x2. That's what I'm looking for. I have my daughter here. She's after giving me a small little gift beside me, so thank you very, very much, my darling. Appreciate it. And let's go with a 2x2 if I can find one. 2x2 Whispers. I think I've reused that one before, so let's try Rain. That's fairly okay. I think that's okay now. Again, either my wife didn't put it. Oh, sorry, I spent an hour trying to find my hammer. Oh, did you find it? Your wife didn't put it back, or the cat's moved it, but I found it. Very good. I am a div, particularly Ronan, when I'm doing some DIY out in my garage. I am a devil. I will literally put a tool down right beside me, and then spend, when I need it again 30 seconds later, spend half an hour looking for it because I'm just unable to find where I put it down, which was right beside me. It's absolutely nuts. Fan, thank you very, very much for joining us. I really appreciate it. You're a gentleman, and hope to see you soon in Darwin. Okay, thanks again. Okay, so Ronan, we're just doing some small decoration here. This is the second floor of the build. We completed the first floor the last stream. There's just there's not much. There's a nursery and sorry, this is the nursery here. There is a small living room, and there is a guest bedroom and a small bathroom. Well, it's the main bathroom, really, I suppose. So we are now currently trying to, even though I'm half an hour in and I've only managed to literally place this much here, so it's pathetic. It just shows how distracted I get when I'm doing streams and my inability to manage two things at once. But we'll have to live with that now. I don't like that too much. So what we could have is we could have a small little table here, like one of the little squat tables, because anything too tall I think wouldn't look good. So for example, my thought process is that if I was to have a table here, it would look terrible. Well, it doesn't look too bad, but if you have stuff on that table, then it would look terrible because it will be just too tall. Whereas a small table there, it doesn't look too bad at all. We'll leave it there for the moment. I'll be much faster. Oh, that was I built much slower off camera actually. In terms of what I've done here would take me maybe 4 hours to decide. It's ridiculous. But we shall see. I think a cabinet on this side, all right, would look well. So storage, and we're going to go with. We have 2 spaces, and that's ideal. So one cabinet there, and that works out quite nicely. So the next thing we need for that is just a small bit of decor, a small bit of small few ornaments or something. I don't want to reuse ornaments too much, but we do have limited. No, I don't like that there. We do have limited amounts of the. Oh, you agree? Thank you, Ron. That's good confirmation. Oh, very good. Yeah. No, sorry, excuse me. My daughter's talking to me here. Bear with me for 1 second.
You said decor, but it's decor, not decor.
My darling daughter is correcting my language, so apologies if I'm mispronouncing anything, folks. She is actually quite a bit smarter than me, so that is, I'll trust her judgment. Now, where are we going to put here? You see, I think the things like the Astro, that comes out too far. Sure, we'll leave it for the moment. We don't need necessarily to add anything here. We could technically. Oh, okay. We could add some. That might work. We have the room to add another set of shelves or something, and for it to look okay. Now, bump. Let me see. What do we have here? An arched bookshelf. And if I put that there, that's all right, I think. Now, Scout, you thought this looked better than the gilded. I'm right in no. You see, in this case, it probably won't be able. You thought that looked better than the gilded, I think. Was it? I think it may have been. But we'll see. I think that actually looks fairly okay. I think that adds another level of detail to the build itself and to the landing. So, that being said, what we need is some clutter in terms of something for, let's say, chamber pots or just general refuse and waste, and that's going to be taken out by a bucket here, so the people in the bedrooms can just throw junk into the bucket there, and it'll be removed by the servants. The other one, on the other one, yes, but not on this one. I could get away actually, and maybe we'll go with the plinth again. We'll try. I don't think it's going to work now at this stage, but we can try using the plinth again just to see if it works. And then, oh, that's clearly not going to work at all. You see, if you look at it from a certain angle, a very there we go. That looks fantastic, I think personally. But then the dreaded glitch comes in and it just ruins it. So I don't think I'm going to use that plinth, unfortunately, much as I would love to. A chamber pot in the sitting room. No. These are bedrooms, Ronan. Every single room in here is a bed on this floor outside. This is a landing. It's not even a living room. It's just a. If you hold a green screen to that block, it turns orange. What block? Sorry, I'm now completely lost. Sorry, apologies, Scout. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. You can come and show me if you like, because I'm being dense as always. I'm going to try and put a column block here. No, there we go. Do whatever you're going to do. Delete that. Feel free to delete that scout. Oh, okay. And does that change the glitch altogether, scout? So if I was to put the plinth back, oops, that's not right. So if I was to put the plinth back and put the, there we go, and then put this here, and then you say you put a green screen on top of it, you can get delete those two, and you put a green screen. Okay, the other one I just had, so the architrave. There. That's very, I never knew that. That's interesting. I wonder, is that deliberate or is that a technical glitch? But either way, it is what it is, I suppose. Right, so we're hold the green screen and then the roller off and onto the green screen. Hold on, I'm going to try that myself. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, that's crazy. If everyone sees that glitch, if you roller on and roller off, it actually changes the block slightly and the lighting on the block. No, I did see it there for a second, Scout. It was you roller on and you put the roller on and it seems to change the block state of the block slightly. Scout rocking the Elytra, yes, she does indeed. Yep, absolutely. I've never used one, so I wouldn't know how. But yeah, no, that's interesting. I'd be curious to see if that was deliberate or not. Right, so finally we need to have one last corner for this. And as I said, Ronan, this isn't actually a living room. This is just literally it was a landing that I have just turned into a sort of living room, I suppose. It's meant to be just an informal little place in case. And you're right, chamber pot out here would make no sense. It's going to be a little waste bucket for paper and whatnot. Maybe a clothes basket, but I don't want to use the big square clothes basket because in the context of where we are, if I was to use the storage, if I was to use the clothes basket here, I don't think it looks as well as a wicker basket. Hold on, we'll just show what I mean. Where are the clothes? It's here somewhere, I know, and I'm probably just being blind. There we go, the barrel of clothing. So if I put that there, it looks very, 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 very big and out of place, whereas a small subtle basket I feel looks better. After he's learned about it, I will never, ever, ever. I have very little interest in learning World Edit. I'm too old, and I will get it wrong, and I have no doubt it will just be a disaster for me. So I'll leave it to experts like you guys. Thank you very much. A cheat sheet on the back of my hand would work as well, I suppose, but that would have to be added to all the other cheat sheets I have on the back of my hand for things like breathe in, breathe out, try to remember how to tie your shoelaces, etc., etc. Right, so this corner here, we are going to do a small table, and it's going to be one of these old things, I think. That looks not too bad, I think. We could also use the other table. It would probably look better, and it would fit in better as well. Now the only issue here is that we have to do so we want to do it true, and we want to do west true. There we go, and that looks a bit better. I think it fits in with the red there, and for that we could have a vase, maybe. I think that's it's fair. Something small, nothing too huge. Again, keep with the Egyptian theme, and we'll go with a bit of flowers. Was promotion engineer on the arc. Oh, yeah, well, let's not have an argument over age on this thing. I do know who the oldest is, and my lips are sealed. I am not going to get into that particular argument at all, ever. It would be it. Oh, that's a lovely. What flower is that? Orpine. That is gorgeous. Sorry, I don't think I've ever used that one before. That is a beautiful, beautiful block. Yeah, no, that's and so Shine, that I think finishes off. I agree, it is pretty. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I think that finishes off our little landing area. So we have 3 bedrooms to do, and I'm going to start with this one. And it's an awkward bloody place to have a bedroom. There's a lot of windows, so not much space for wardrobes or that sort of thing. So this may have to be a wardrobe as opposed to a fireplace. If I really, really, really want to be pedantic about it, I have got 3 flues, and I have got already 1, 2. Okay, I actually, yeah, I'll need to do a fireplace here because I can't do it anything. I can't do it any other way in this regard. So that's our okay. That needs to stay there. The fireplace is going to be a small one again. And if you have watched any of my streams, well, the pair of you know how terrible I am and how much I agonize and struggle over doing fireplaces. So let's just have a try. Let me see. I want to go back to columns. Would it be? It would probably be fit something more like an Arabian theme, but something mad like that. Can you imagine a fireplace almost like that? A kind of a tiled mosaic. It would. It's an interesting concept, I suppose. No, we definitely need those, which means that this is going to have to be the hearth. So yeah, I think it would be groovy. I think that would be interesting. It was like Scout, when you first saw the cushion blocks. You had the idea that they could be used as a sort of a Arabian room where they wouldn't necessarily have kind of European sofas and that sort of thing. I thought that was a fantastic idea. Now, what do we want to do here? I wonder. Okay, I'm actually okay with that. I'm good with that. It's simple, but it works now. I think there is a sandstone pillar here, except that doesn't work, does it? Because of this bloody thing. F3, and then let's just go down here for a second. No, we can make this work. So we can, with just being a little bit more creative and a little bit more cheating, a little bit more essentially. F3N. We did this last stream as well, and we're going to do it again here. We're going to use a small little bit. Oh, we can't. Okay, because we have slabs there. Right. Okay. Well, that scuppers me there. Spark arrestor, I believe, is what they're called. Short iron grate at the bottom. Very possibly, yeah. We call them fire guards over here. Ronan, spark arresters. They're maybe the Irish name for them is fire guards anyway. We have all sorts of unusual names for our things. For example, I don't know if you have them at all over in America, but there's a small area of a house, certainly in the British Isles, I think, and Scout would probably call it an airing cupboard. It's where the hot water tank is, and it it will typically be shelves, so you put, you know, towels and clothes and that sort of thing in there, and it keeps them warm and dry. And in Ireland, for some bizarre reason, we call it a hot press, and it has always and forever been called a hot press, and shall always and forever be called a hot press. Well, it's another thing that just, again, Irish, we have our own lingo for this sort of thing. So yeah, a hot press is what we refer to it as. I have an idea for this, and it may work and it may not. Oh, well, that clearly won't work, but that may. And then if we put utility closet, yeah, no, and actually I have an unusual, most houses, well, rurally it's slightly different, but most houses typically in Ireland would be the hot press would be just, you literally, it's a particularly in newer kind of urban builds, a hot press, you won't be able to walk inside it. You just literally open the door and the shelves are directly in front of you, and the boiler's off to the side, or the water tank is off to the side or on the base. I'm lucky enough to have it's a sort of a room you walk into, which is very handy. It's quite a bit bigger than your typical one, and it's grand. You know, just having that bit more space to put clothes is very, very useful. I think that will do. It doesn't need to be too detailed on the inside anyway. Okay, well, that definitely won't do that. Okay, that I can't allow that. It will have to come down one, and that's all there is to it. Yes, I know you can't see any red at all. So do we go with embers, or do we go with, in this case we can't really go with embers. When I'm doing embers, I tend to like to have a good kind of more than one with them, like such. I don't think embers like that would look well because of the corner block here. So in this case I think a campfire is the only solution. Up, and we're going to turn it off to save on the processing. I'm still not sure if that's true. There's different names. That doesn't surprise me, Ronan, because the United States, you're a vast continent. I have no doubt that different, not for want of a better word, culture, but different historical areas, like for example in Louisiana, where you may have people of French descent, it would be slightly different than people in New England, where you have people of English descent, and then the Midwest you have people a lot more of maybe German descent. So the words would be derived from their original languages, and I imagine that that's probably the case in the US. In Ireland, we're a lot smaller. There is different lingo in different parts of the country. To give you a small example, if you go up to Dublin, a friend, or if you're being referred to informally, you would be called Bud, as in Buddy. Whereas in the countryside here down in Carlow, you are called Lad, and in the southeast, and you can always tell if someone's from Dublin or from the countryside if you're referred to, they refer to you as Lad or Bud. So there you go. Now let's see, a rail here. We don't necessarily need to have a rail here. We could get away with it. I just think just in terms of it finishes it off. Now let's get, we don't need that anymore. We are aware it's going to be a bedroom, and sandstone. I'm just looking for a sandstone arch here that would fit the bill, and I'm hoping that there's a, yep, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that, no, will it do, will it not do? Is there a better one? Probably not. What we'll do is we'll go down through all of them and we shall choose. That's a large sandstone block arch, which is what I have there, and I don't think there is another one. There is not. No. So it's either that or that. And I genuinely think that my first choice is probably the best. So we'll stick with that just for the moment. That's a cool mix. Scout, I assume, is that the yoke here that I'm talking about? Oh, also Ronan, forgive my Irish parlance or vernacular. Yoke means thing. Okay, so if I say yoke, I mean that thingamajig. Got a lot of Italian, but she's a redhead. Well, Ronan, then she's got superior genetics clearly in her somewhere, because I'm a redhead myself, and well, sorry, I was a redhead prior to losing 95% of the hair on my head, and my daughters are fiery redheads too, so that's that, and a large portion of all sides of our families are redheads. I suppose it's one of the Irish stereotypes that rings quite true. Now, let's go for a bed. Do we want to do victory mode, or do we want to do simple bed? I think we'll go with simple enough bed here. Tempted to go with red just because of the colour of the room, but and you know, we'll just go with a single bed in here. It's a small bedroom, doesn't need a double bed. It will go with single. And we could have the bed here. I think that would make it, that would give you a bit more. Yeah, I think I like that. And therefore, what we can do is we can jazz it up a bit though with perhaps something a little bit different, like that. Okay, that works. Oh, we are forgetting our beams and our lighting. All the fundamental stuff that I would typically go around and do. She got good stuff, Ronan. No, I typically would go ahead and do all of the preliminaries, like the beams and the lighting, even before doing the rest of the decoration. But just because I'm doing this on streaming, I'm forgetting my own rules. By the way, any other suggestions, I am more than happy to take them. Take them on board. Now, we're going to do a chain here, I think. I'm keeping an eye on the time as well. I've been streaming almost an hour, unbelievably. And I only have another hour. Typically, my family would eat dinner at around 3 to 4 o'clock. It's already approaching 4, and I'm having... Oh, that's off center. I can't have that. Lighting will be done a different way in this room. So yeah, no, I will be putting on dinner a little bit later at around 5, so we won't eat till around 5:30 probably, which is incredibly late for my family. But I'm sacrificing their dinner time. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, as Lord Farquaad once said. And besides, it's their summer holidays as of yesterday. My son has now finished his primary education, on to secondary school next year, so big change for him. And what do we want? We want a sort of chandelier, in which case we're going to need light. Yeah, so making me feel very old indeed with that. I know, yeah. It was a bit of a seminal, I don't think for him at all, but certainly for ourselves, it was a bit of a seminal moment, and made us feel quite old. Bed there, then far on the corner of the window with plants. I completely agree. I think that's a fantastic idea, Ronan. If you have any particular choices, I will be more than willing to hear it. Hold on, let's see where amphoras are here. See, the amphora, the traditional amphora is probably one of the best ones still. It's certainly a Scout. I swear to God, it's just making me feel my mortality every day. Particularly, my wife did a photo of him on his first day entering primary school, which just seems like yesterday, and then a photo of him on his last day, and just the change and in the... Okay, that doesn't work. In his look and how much he's grown in the last couple of years, which to us doesn't feel like very long, but clearly is. Black knapweed. Again, that doesn't work. Well, no, I think that works, but I don't want to use too much purple. I'll try blue. If the blue works, I think that's the way to go. Not quite as well. We shall see. The cornflower. I don't think that works either. We'll go with the plants. We have something here. Again, I didn't say I didn't particularly want the plants to be coming out here. Look at leaves, ferns. Okay, okay. Thank you very much, folks. You are actually very good. The leaf blocks are fantastic. I love Conquest Refgorged 1.15 and above leaf blocks. They are magnificent in every way. Too white? I think so. Oh, whatever leaf, the faded autumnal beech tree leaves. I like that. I really like the colour of that. I don't know why. That really appeals to me. That's gorgeous. Oh, I love that. I'm discovering again. I have not used the. There are so many blocks that I have not even touched upon yet because, as Scout knows, Ronan, I have shied away from doing any sort of organics whatsoever because I'm a coward. And then you discover something like that and it just gives you a thrill. Well, it certainly gives me a thrill anyway. Right, let's go. Let's give a bit of clutter to this room. And on this side, we don't. You've got an idea. Let's try. No, we need that, and we need these. This may work. Does that look weird? Actually, I almost prefer that. This is a young fella's room, and as usual, he's one shoe missing. Reminds me, this. I certainly am a coward. I am an avowed coward. Scout. There's no two ways about it. Just like Alan Quatermain. No, but this block always reminds me of an old friend of mine, and I haven't spoken to him in a long time because we haven't went our separate ways or whatever. It's just he went one way in one life, I went another. But we were at a house party once, and he was far more wild than I am, and I have a colourful past. But the next morning he woke up essentially naked, and eventually found he found his trousers and one shoe. And at the time we didn't drive, so he had to walk 4 miles home with just one shoe and trousers on. And I will never forget him leaving the house that I lived in at the time with one shoe, his trousers, one shoe, cigarette in his mouth, and a can of open Dutch Gold beer, which is a really cheap type of beer, in the other on a Sunday morning. It's seared into my memory. Anyway, enough of the stories. Right, so what we need here is nothing too close to the fire, because it's you wouldn't have anything too close to the fire anyway. But what we shall do is I won't mention his name, Scout, because I have absolutely no doubt that eventually word will get back to him somehow. And it wasn't ever like it was hilarious. We were only in our early 20s, and that's just it was what happened. Right, so like Mr. Tumnus, we're going to do a wardrobe, and Ronan, you have no idea. This guy, he was a really, really nice guy, but he just, yeah, he was utterly and totally wild. Almost, I could tell you stories, but they're not fit for going on Twitch, genuinely. And I will at some point. You know, I will email you both the same story. Sorry, I will email you both the same story. He actually at one point lived with me. There was when I finished college and began working, there was a house full of us. Because when I went off to college, I left under the wing of my parents, and I was 18 years old, and I never looked back. Moving out of my own home, okay, Scout, that's no problem. Moving out of my own home was my parents' house was the making of me in terms of maturity and that sort of thing. So when I finished college, I never really looked back, and I went off. And when I started working, found a house with a load of my colleagues, and there was 4 or 5 of us in the one house that we rented, and he let's just call him D. D was one of them, and there was one incident one night that he decided to leave the house and leave renting with us of his own volition. He remained our very good friend, but it involved himself and his girlfriend, and I'll email you this. You will not believe the story, but yet somehow it's just, to this day it still defies belief. I haven't thought about it in a long time, but yeah, I'll drop you that email. Now let's get a wardrobe built instead of talking. Storage. Well, you need storage. And we've been on an hour. And listen, Scout and Ronan, thank you very much for joining me. Ronan, if you have to go or be anywhere, or Scout either, I do understand, and believe me, that won't be an issue. People have things to do and places to be and that sort of thing. So let's just try that there. And then, you see, I'm in two minds. I could, Ronan, welcome back, Scout. I could do a. In fact, I probably will. I've only just done a video on decorating interiors, so let's just try and not quite copy that, but we could just basically copy that. It will require some. Let's just do and an ornate brick here of some nature. The oakwood tracer, that might do it. Yeah, we need that. No, I'm letting the cat patio. Oh, very good. Oh, fair play. Very good. Post a photo, Ronan, please. My cat is a bit of a devil. Did I break on? I didn't. He disappeared the other night, and I actually was almost slightly concerned about his whereabouts. But as usual, he turned up, having no harm done, and that was that. Now that doesn't fit with the doors, does it? It's a slightly off color. Let me see what we can do here. Let's just try the cupboard doors. I don't think these will work either, but let me see. Is there a more suitable advanced carpentry block that fits in better with those? I think the spruce is too dark, and the horizontal clearly won't work. It may well be that that's the best. It will have to do. It will do. Let's just try. I think that actually works better anyway. And we'll need 2 doors. Door, and let's just try something simple. Oak door. Put that there. Put that there. Open up. And we are going to have to get rid of the beam there in the hope that people don't notice too much, and use a thing. Yeah, it does come out a good distance. Yeah, I could make it something a bit more subtle, I suppose. We'll see if this works. I don't know, and you can let me know you can let me know if it does come out. It does come out quite a bit. Okay, hold on, that needs to be broken there, added there. The reason I'm doing this, and you'll see, is because and we'll go with, there's a particular plinth block. I'm looking for this fella here. That's the guy I was looking for. So yeah, now the advantage of doing this here like that is you can have Ah, God Almighty, Paddy. You can. Okay, so if I put a closed block rail here, you can add some detail there, like that, and then you can also add more. For example, you can add a chest or something along those lines here. So let's just add something small and another pair of shoes or something, but this one's a little more neat, like that. So it is a. It does come out far. Ronan, let me know what you think of that. It does come out very far, and I'm conscious of that, and the fact that it's kind of disjointed and made of bits and bobs. But the advantage is that it does have a nice. It's a nice feature in terms of thing. Now, the way I would do it outside that is I could just keep the back and make it a lot more. Hold on. So what we'll do is I'll give you two choices, folks, and let me know what you think. Let's go with the storage here. That goes there. That goes there, and this would go like that, and so there are two choices. So which do you think is better, folks? Ronan Scout, our big, highly detailed wardrobe, or the more subtle one that's here? As I said, both work. I was going to go with this because, well, to be honest, I need to use up space in the room. But the one on the right, this one here, Ronan, I assume you mean here. That works better for you, does it? In your opinion? Because this is quite an imposing wardrobe for the small space that we have, I suppose. Good man, yeah, then that's what we shall do. Thank you very much for your input, very much appreciated, and we get rid of that. It does give me a bit more space to play with as well. Get rid of that. And we put the door there, and a door there. That ballsology. Door there, and wardrobes, fancy wardrobes in there. And we can get rid of that now because we don't want that there. Now, you agree, Scout. Okay, thank you very much. Right, so now the only issue we have with that is it doesn't look too bad, I suppose. Personally, I like the idea of I don't know. You know me. I tend to go mad on extravagant, unnecessary detail. So I do. So if I had that there and that there, but something a bit more prominent, really. The sacrifice being then that the rail doesn't come across all the way. No, that doesn't look well. That looks terrible. You see, you can have something like that, and it tops it off. But yeah, I suppose in the context it doesn't really make that much sense. So we'll leave it as is. So that's our bit of storage space done. A little carpet for the middle certainly is needed, I think. We'll go with the red carpet. I think that will do there. In this corner here, we're going to have a seating area, I think, because we want to take advantage of the light. And we can have a small table here, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see. Let's have a gander at our seating anyway area first. We have a red stool outside. Do you know, I think we just have to... We will have to live with it and... Something like that. That's not too bad, I think. What do you think? Alright? Maybe? Maybe not. I know it's the same stair or chair or seat or is out here, but you know, say la vie, I tend not to overuse, like I don't like using them too much at the same time, but this is a red vibe in the room, so we can leave it at that. Now, as for a table, we can have it there, or we can have it there. We can also have a decorative block there of some sort. We will figure that out. No, I don't like that there. Thank you very much, Ron. I appreciate it. You could have an oh, it's so clever. Thank you very much, Scout. Ronan, top tip. One of two things Scout has, two major innovations Scout has come up with, is the idea of an embroidered fire screen is number one. So, for example, well, I suppose I could use this one because keep the theme going. So, this, instead of a rail block as I had there, you would have an embroidered. It's basically it's a wooden fire guard or maybe a metal fire guard, but it's been painted, so it's very ornate and very baroque, and it really works quite well. So it's fantastic. I may use a different one. I'll just give one try of this one, for example, just to see if it works to have something a little bit different on it. I think that works slightly better. You can place an empty rack behind it. I can't use a rack behind it in this case. Well, I could do Scout, but the only reason I can't is because the hearth. I have the hearth as excuse me. I have the hearth to hide the wood there, but no one will see behind it anyway, so it will do as is. And the other innovation Scout has come up with, Ronan, is something you have to see this. This is fantastic. Again, oh, it is. It's really good, isn't it, Ronan? And wait till you see this. This is just phenomenal. Apologies if you've seen it before, but it's worth seeing again. Using the carpet block as a sort of a painted facade. So in kind of medieval buildings, or in maybe in a lot of different cultures, really, you'd have this kind of painted facade, and the carpet block looks really, really well for that. So if it was wood behind it or something, and it's just magnificent. And Chiseling Bits Fireguard. Oh, Scout, you've created a monster. Well, the monster was there to begin with. The Chiseling Bits demon that you are, Ronan. We're aware. But yeah, no. So that's that. That's really good. Thank you very much for that idea. We could even get rid. No, we won't. So. Lighting done, beams done, something for this corner which we will figure out. I think that corner we could use a small table, just something small, something table-ish. What fixture mod tables do we have? I'm not sure we do have any tables that are worth it. No, we're just going to use the small blue table is where we are going with this. Or a spinning wheel. No, I'm going to... a spinning wheel would be good, but this is just... I'll use a spinning wheel something maybe in here. We have a bit more space. So we do. And I believe there's a spinning wheel coming for... Ronan, I don't know, have you seen... It just as it does, yeah, it's fantastic. And have you seen, Ronan, I'm not sure... If you're aware, the 1.18, the Conquest, they seem to have added a load more decorative blocks, like really, really lots more. And I personally can't wait to see them. I think they're going to be utterly phenomenal. So yeah, looking forward to that. No, definitely not. The Gwent board maybe something a little bit more. No, definitely not on that. Just not for that table, maybe. Now half thinking of doing that table there and that table in here. So let's give it a try. No, that definitely doesn't work there either. That will do there. And then we're just going to put the chessboard on it. No, we're not going to put that board on it. We're going to put the chessboard on it. There. There, that will do. And finally... Oh, you've seen them, have you? I really... If you have any... Ronan, I would appreciate it if you have... seen any of the, or you have pictures of any of the 1.18 stuff. Oh, very clever. You have to rewrite this schematic brush. Okay, but if you do have any screenshots that you could share with myself and Scout, I'm sure we will both appreciate being able to see them. Because I can't wait, and unfortunately I'm not really in the position at the moment where I can. I have before supported the Conquest Refgorged mods on Patreon for a couple of months, but at the moment I just can't, and so, and either way there wouldn't really be any point in me playing 1.18 because myself and Scout server here is 1.16, so we'll leave it off. Now I'm going to put a table here. That's as ugly as anything. No, I don't like that. It's a bit close to the fireplace, but just on its own looks a little odd. You could have a stool, I suppose, beside it. There. Little writing desk, maybe? I think that works, if I had it as a writing desk. Okay, folks, let me know. Scout, Ronan, please. 1 or 2 wide desk. No, actually don't. I've made a unilateral decision, and I'm going to go with 1. And what we're going to have is we're just going to have a little writing desk there. So that will go like so, and that looks terrible, so it will go like so. Yeah, that will finish off that room almost nicely. A painting, and then we're done. And then we have about 40 minutes. I might cut the stream a little bit short. Very clearly we're not going to get any more people in here, and I'm okay with that. You know, I can get nope. That doesn't. Oh, that's quite nice because it comes in just under the level of the beam. Okay, I think we can call it a day on that bedroom. It's done all right. Okay, so on to the next small bedroom, and this is even smaller. This is going to be quite the challenge to, well, it won't really be, but it'll be a little bit different in terms of filling it out. I'm going to, right, so we have got, again, let's be pedantic, 1, 2, 3, and in this we have 1, 2, 3. So technically I don't have any flues left, and I'm going to honor that. I think it may allow me to do some interesting things. We'll see. But there we don't have the fireplace for that room. That saves me a small bit of bother. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think we can live with that. Though that being said, they are going in that direction there, so no, we can't. We shall leave the beams going from the one direction. Forgive me, I'm yawning. I haven't yawned quite as much as I yawn on a Twitch stream, and I have absolutely no idea why. There's some obvious deep-seated psychological issue I have with streaming that's causing me to yawn. Now in this case we are going, because we have a central line, we're going to use a bookshelf or dresser. Yeah, no, well, I'll definitely use something in here. There will be I will utilize the space somehow. And for this, nothing too fancy. Again, it's a small room, doesn't require that much illumination as such. Maybe. Ah, yeah, that works. So it does. Now, first off, before we decide what to do with this, we have to decide where the bed is going. Again, it's only going to be a single bed. Let's just call it one of the kids' bedrooms. The bed will go on this side. Or will it? No, we'll go on this side. And do I really want to go orange? I don't think so. I don't want to become overpoweringly use the same color in all the different rooms I do. So we have an orange room that's full of orange furniture and a red room that's full of red furniture. I think that would probably be a mistake. Let's go. Where's my fancy blue bed that I love? There we go. It looks a little bit incongruous, but it will do. Forgive me, yawning again. And let me see, we want our birch, horizontally carved birchwood for that. And that works there. And we could, could we? We could put it up here. No, we couldn't. It looks terrible. Let's remove that. Now, this area here. So, let's worry about a wardrobe. Okay, we can have a wardrobe there. Small little stand or table here, I think. Here is where we use our blue table, which will tie in with the bed. And I don't want to block the light too much. Sorry, you could sink a capital into the ceiling for the light to make the beam work. Oh yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I understand that. So, like I've done here, essentially. Well, yeah, sure, let's do that, like so. But then I would be using a different candle. I think I would be using a different lantern there, would I not? Because that doesn't look well there. What do we want? We need lighting. And again, we're not using too much by way of lighting there, so that will do there then. And actually that looks lovely. Yeah, I think that's a win. I think that particular lantern is one of my favorites. So just a little bit of decoration, and as I said, I don't want to block the window light too much, so something small. Okay, can we do that from the other way? We can. And where does that look out onto? That looks out onto the riverside area. That's fine. I think that is okay. No. Up one Druss. Oh, I get you. So you kind of you have the thing here, but then the beam. What does the beam do then? Maybe I'm a bit confused. You'll have to show me, Scout. I'm not entirely sure how you mean, but I'll leave that there for you, just so you can explain in person while I build myself a. The capital needs to come down, right? Okay, so like that, not that way, no. Okay, show me. There we go. Okay, and now let's go do her thing. Oh, I get you. Yeah, now I understand. Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. The only issue I have with that is like it's a little bit maybe that with a chain maybe. Oh, okay, I'm not dead. I thought for a second I thought I was dead. Anyway, I shall plow ahead and do my wardrobe. I'll let Scout struggle along with that. Now, and that will do there. But we shall have to come out for a bit anyway. Let's try this here. Ah, no, not that. Trust for the love of God. And we just need to have any old block in behind that. Now, where were we? We need to get a door in. So we're going to go with the spruce doors in this case and hope that they work. Let me see, where are the spruce doors? I don't know that these will sit on the... Yeah, they don't. They are still dictated by typical vanilla rules, which is a pain. But we shall do something else. We'll find another door, maybe. Let me see. I don't want to do anything too cheap looking. We'll just go with the elegant oak doors. And that will do. That's fine. It's good. Just what about? Yes, I see. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I'll just have to. I'll be creative in that part of the storeroom, so I will when I encounter it. But yeah, no, that does work. Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll just leave Scout in there. I think probably the best thing for her. That does not look well, by the way, so I'm going to have to change that, and we will use a different storage feature. Who said you could come out? Let's just use the ash. See if the ash works. Yeah, I think that's okay. And the only thing is now that that's not going to work with the poor wardrobe. The poor wardrobe, I feel, is going to be too dark. It's not too bad, I think. Yeah, no, that's okay. So let's continue. This here, Ronan, I think you had a really good idea. I have an idea for this that just occurred to me, and I think this could be a little reading nook. So let's give it a try. So we're going to have books here and books there, and we're going to have book here and book there. Okay, I think no, the books at the back don't work, but they will. What we're going to have is some form of thing there, and like so. Asreya, hello. How's it going? Asreya, I think you know Ronan already. Ronan from the Yevena server and Yevenia server. Apologies. And Scout is on board here too. And we're just watching me make a fool of myself as always on Twitch. So welcome aboard and welcome to the show. Let's just get a tool blocks, an astrolabe. One of my favourite decorative blocks, and will probably remain so. And what we want to do now is we want to put a base in, and I'm going to have it different. I'm not going to go with the same one that I did earlier on, so it'll be different. Where's my storage blocks? So we could go with the fancy oak cabinets. Just try that, and I'm happy enough with that. But what we need now is a... Okay, let's give it a try. A few things to try. I'm going to get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. I literally had the same block on my toolbar 3 times. That's just how clever I am. Now, let me see. Australia, by the way, apologies if you... I will be heading... Oh, okay, that's a no. That's not too bad. I don't mind that. I definitely don't like that. Okay, get rid of that. And if I had that there... You see how that only works? Yeah, no. That will have to remain. Why don't you work for me? There. Ooh. Perhaps a different color, maybe. What do you think, folks? If we... No, I don't like that middle one. We will have to... If we were to put a middle one in, it will have to come down a bit. Like so. And that doesn't really work either. Yeah, I think our best bet is this fella here. But maybe in a different color. Maybe in something that's not the stucco. I have an idea, but I don't know if it'll work. The lime mortar, I think that might be the one. The sandstone. Or Roman. It's one or the other. I think it's this one is the one I'm looking for. And I'm not sure it'll work. But it's... I think that's it. I think that's what I was kind of looking for. The only issue remains is the... Yeah, that bit there. That's not ideal. I did see, oh no, definitely not that. I did see on Twitter a few days ago, and I did forward it to Scout. I did forward this to Scout, but somebody on Twitter had a... Now, I have been able to achieve a... Using these new bricks, these new arch blocks, I've been able to achieve a... an arch that's 3 wide, or I think 4 at most, and even the 4th is it doesn't look great. But this guy had a 6 wide arch, and I don't know how he did it, and it's been driving me crazy. I have tried to replicate it, I have not been able. So Ronan or Australia or even Scout, if you know how to build the wide arches using this particular or one of these combination of blocks, the new ones, please do let me know. It has been driving me batty, and I really would like to know how to do it, how it's done. That's too big. So it is. No, Scout, did you see the photo? I can't figure out how they did it. I've tried every combination that I can think of, and none of it has worked. And as I said, I would absolutely love to know just how they did it, because oops, that's not what I wanted. That's certainly not what I wanted. You figured it out. And it's on 1.1. Oh, you right? Okay, Scout, you're going to have to show me how to do it, because that is going to change the. That's going to change everything. That's a game changer. That particular. That's going to have to do me. I can't do any better than that, unfortunately. So now in here we are going to have. Oh, good stuff. Go for it, Scout, and if you can manage it, so much the better. Okay, we're going to go with blue. And that isn't exactly what I had in mind. It was more something like that, and where do we have our tool blocks? What about a half block? A half block where, Ronan? Sorry, apologies. A half block here. So there, I tried the half arch, but it's too thick in terms of the bookcase. Here, let me just show you. I felt it was a little bit much for there. It's the reason I chose this one. Oh, okay, fair. Oh, apologies. Yeah, no, sorry. This is me trying to keep up with managing reading and doing everything at the same time. I'm just rubbish at it. And maybe a bit of paper. It's more like that. And that's okay. What if I was to... No, I can't. That has to be there. Okay, that's me talking to myself again. And right, okay, that will almost do. What we don't have in either of the bedrooms is a small wash area, and I'd like to leave them in usually. But what to do is the question. I'm not going to go too mad because I haven't the time really, unfortunately, where I'm already running out of time and I've done next to nothing as to what I wanted to do. No, that doesn't look well there at all. This room does need some further decoration, so I think a vase and a plant or something along those lines. Let me see. None of you have encountered that that 6 wide arch, by the way, because that really would. I'll show you just F3, and then just before I will disturb myself. Right, so this arch I did just using your typical standard non-arch blocks, and as an arch goes, I suppose it's okay, but in order to get those really beautiful arches that are available to us now, if I could do an arch that's that wide using the new arch blocks, the segmented arch and the Gothic arch and the whatever the other arch is, round arch, it would be fantastic. Because if you can, yeah, no, Ronan, I'll text you the thing. You see, in this one, this was a 4 wide arch, and even then, it wasn't really an arch. It was just that I did 2 of them and did a flat top, and it didn't really work that well. Whereas in here is your 3 wide one that looks okay. Not ideal, but it's okay. But yeah, no, somebody. Oh, do you? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no. Like the obvious solution is to just do the traditional Minecraft thing and even the traditional Conquest thing, and just use subtle, stair blocks and vertical slabs and horizontal slabs and whatever you have, just to make the arch as smooth as possible. But I just want to know how to do it using the new arch blocks. That's my quest, and it was. I will show you. I'll forward you the photo on Twitter, Ronan. So I shall. Now, finally, let's get this job done. I am not going to get to decorate this room today. It's just not going to be feasible, but we'll see. Australia. Oh, orange chisel. Well, of course, chisel and bits. I should have known that was going to be your answer, Ronan. Australia, how are you keeping? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're well. Let's just use that. We're going to be add some flowers. Oh, yeah, that works. And just while we're there, we'll try the cornflower and we'll see which is better. No, that one. That's nicer, I think. And just finally on these corners here, what do we do? Ah, good. I'm delighted, Australia. That makes me happy. So it does. Let me see what we can do. A further chair, maybe. Maybe, maybe not. Tool blocks. Let's see what we have that we could possibly put in. There's nothing really. And I can't really do a, owing to the fact that there's a vertical slab here, there's a vertical slab here, I can't do a carpet in this room too easily. So that's, you know, that's life. But there must be something. I think I know what I am going to do. I don't want to do a cabinet either. Let me see. Nah. The chamber pot is one of the few bots I haven't used too much of. I actually use it more as a kind of a kitchen block than a chamber pot itself. So let me see. No, I know what I'm going. The solution was staring me straight in the face all along. I could put that there, possibly. No, that will go there. That's better there, I think. One way or the other. No, better there. And something here, something small, perhaps. There's nothing that I can think of that will go in this little corner. Yeah, no, the rugs and the carpets are definitely, and that's why in one or two of the actual buildings, I did double thick floors, so that, for example, and I'm sorry if I've shown you this already. So, for example, I was able to do kind of ornate ceilings, and yet still retain carpets as a floor, and have decoration on top of those carpets, and that worked quite well. But it did make the buildings quite a bit higher, which was something of a difficulty. But yeah, no, it did work quite well for the purpose, excuse me, in which it was intended. Now, apologies for that inconsiderate. Okay, if you have any suggestions, folks, for that one last little bit here, we'll do it. As I said, something simple, but genuinely, I'm at a bit of a loss. It doesn't need anything as such, but it's just a little tiny eensy weensy bit of dead space that I abhor. And there's no point in putting a carpet there either, because we have a stairs there, or a chair there. No, the rug doesn't fit, Scout, because the rug would need to kind of come down the center here, really. A rug it's just literally, it's a one block thing I need to do, that's all. Okay, sorry, never mind. Scout, unless I'm being really particularly dense and don't understand what you're suggesting. Do you know, I think interesting. Good man monster, I absolutely love it. That's brilliant. But unfortunately, in a not exactly ideal for there. I don't need another vase. Do you know, I'm just going to leave it. There's nothing really outside a little bit of clutter, maybe. There's very little I can add there. No, I'm going to leave it, and that is that. Scout, have you had any joy in this figuring out the arch? I certainly haven't, and I did try exactly the method you're trying now. Almost identical, except I just used a different block there. How they did it is beyond. The only thing I can think of is that they I have a planting room already around, so I'm not gonna do two. The only thing I can think of is that there's a new set of blocks in 1.18, but I don't think there is. Hold on 1 second. I shall actually, before I go, I'll I should be able to. Just bear with me for a second. Now I should be back. That Twitter that I'm just after posting, that's the what I'm talking about. Dave seems to have done a wide arc. Back. That Twitter that I'm just after posting, that's the what I'm talking. Now, apologies. That now I should be back. And Scout, will you do me a massive favor and TP me back to our hometown? This, by the way, is Scout's repo, and Scout has, as you can see, done insanely. It's just crazy work on this. This is extraordinary. It's just massive. And just fantastic. Right, I see Scout is gone, so Scout, I promise I will download Journey Map or Zeros again. I just keep on forgetting. It's not that I don't want to do it, it's just every time I load it up I forget to have it done. So that's that. But okay, we have 5 people viewing, so I'm not entirely sure who else there is. Ronan and Scout and Astrea certainly. If there is anybody else. We're just wrapping up this stream here. Well, I'm just wrapping up the stream here. This private townhouse that's on the town square is what we were focusing on. We have got a good bit of it done now. Cellar is fully furnished. The ground floor is furnished. The first floor is fully furnished. And now we've made a good chunk into the second floor. Now the master bedroom still does require being that's all right. It will do. It doesn't need a. Let's just throw a painting in just to add a little tiny bit of extra interest, and it's a painting of a cockerel. There, no, not that. A painting of a Sussex light. That will do. And so we've got the second floor now almost complete. While I think the landing looks okay, I suppose it's adequate. Maybe it's all right. We will try. Yeah, Zeros. I have used. In fact, I use Zeros primarily, Ronan, rather than Journey Map. The only reason I stopped using it was because. I don't know if you saw a couple of months ago, I had a video I was doing on YouTube, and I was having this issue that in single player, if I sometimes random, it would just, the game would crash and a chunk would be gone, and I lost an incredibly detailed chunk as I was, I had already built everything, and I was literally doing a video, and I clicked by mistake, and the chunk disappeared. And really annoyed me, and so I started disabling additional mods that weren't part of the Conquest Refgorged Modpack one by one, and as it turns out, I don't think it was. I think it was literally the CurseForge launcher that was causing it, but I never got around to re-enabling Zeros after that. I just keep on forgetting because I'm forgetful and stupid. But yeah, no, I shall do it maybe as soon as I finish the stream. Yeah, so we've got almost another floor done. We only have one more. Hold on. We only have one more room to do really. Yeah, that works. And that's this bedroom. And following that, we have the last floor, which is just going to be small bit of storage, small bit of storeroom, and Ronan's library / study that Ronan recommended last one of the previous streams. Yeah, no, Ronan, that really, believe me, that really annoyed me. It took me a while to go away, come back, and calm down, and then I tried to recreate it as best I could, just for the purposes of the video. Otherwise, I would have just abandoned it. But I wanted to do it just for the video. So yeah, so there we have it, and I think we're pretty much all good in terms of we've achieved not quite as much as I set out to do, but enough, and that will do. But listen, I'd like to thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Scout, for helping me out. Thank you, Ronan, for your suggestions. Thank you, Astraya, for joining me, because I always love your company. If there's anyone else there that's viewing, thank you very, very much for hopping along. I do appreciate it greatly. Hopefully you weren't too bored, and hopefully you, I don't know, had a bit of fun and enjoyed seeing how we're coming along on the town. It's going to take a long time before we're finished this town. A long time, but hopefully when we are finished, it will be a very, very immersive, highly detailed one, and it will be a good jumping point to continue on the rest of the world with. But we will, yeah, thank you, Scout. It's always a bit of crack. Listen, until next time, folks, and by the way, just okay, there we go. Until the next time, folks, I will say one last thing, is that once we're finished this house, we have 3 rooms left or thereabouts. I'm not going to stream building every single time again. It's just taking me far too long and to schedule a stream and whatnot, so I'm just going to plow ahead, and I think I'll stream maybe once a week on a regular basis, and just basically schedule that so people can join in, and they'll know about it days in advance as opposed to microseconds in advance as my typically ones are. So again, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, goodbye all, stay frosty and have a good one.